Good morning, wise students at home, and welcome to a new week. On civic education this morning, we are going to be looking at the continuation of our last week topic, which is cultism. At the end of this lesson, you all should be able to state the consequences of cultism, mention preventive and control measures against cultism. Last week, we talked about the origin of cultism, where I introduced to us that cultism started from the Sea Dog in the year 1952, and it was formed by Wole Soyinka and 6 others. They were known as the Magnificent Seven, and it started with them. And I told us about their aim of organizing or forming that group. We also talk about reasons for joining cultism. So today, let's look at the consequences of cultism and some of the preventive and control measures. The following are some of the consequences of cultism. 1. You have threats to peace and security in campuses and the larger society. 2. Cults cause death, which lead to unhappiness to the families affected by their activities. They make those who work diligently not to reap the results of their hard work. Maintenance of discipline among students in schools, most especially in secondary and tertiary uh, institutions of learning, becomes difficult as court members specialize in taking laws into their hands. There is infringement on the rights of others. Rustication from school when the law catches up with court members. Rustication means to send students out of school. So if you're a member of a court and the law catches up with you, you're going to be sent away from school, and it becomes a negative effect on your own part, on the part of the individual. Many cultists risk health problems because of the harmful drugs they take. During initiation, they are made to drink dangerous concoction, which may cause sicknesses or health deaths to them. When a member is about to be initiated into a secret cult, they tend to give that member a lot of concussion. Sometimes they even drink blood, animal blood, and so on. That at the end of the day, it will cause sickness to you as a member, and it might even lead to your death. Now, let's look at the prevention of cultism. The following are preventive measures against cultism. 1. Moral education should be made compulsory in primary and secondary schools in the country. Moral education should be made compulsory in both primary and secondary schools in the country. Parents should take time to understand their children, given enough time to listen to them at home and satisfy their emotional, psychological, and physical needs. Also, aggressive effort to wage war against cultism in all tertiary institutions and even secondary should be allowed by governments and religious groups in the country. Government should set up security outfits to checkmate the activities of secret cults on campuses. Government and non-governmental agencies should also set up campaigns against cultism and its destructive tendencies. Is that clear? Now let's look at the control of cultism. Cultism, if not tackled, will continue to eat down into every of the society with more effects on individual, families, schools, religious setting, and society at large. The following are ways to control cultism. 1. Public campaign against cultism. That is, there should become public campaign. Government, schools, religious gathering, parents, and non-governmental organizations should organize workshop, lectures, talks, seminars, and campaigns on the dangers involved or associated with cultism all over schools, especially the secondary schools. In the secondary schools, we have people that can be easily convinced to do things in the wrong way. So if there is a lecture or talk or maybe seminar that will brief the students on the dangers associated with cultism, it will go a long way in curbing cultist activities in the society. You also have discipline. There is this popular saying that goes, charity begins at home. If parents should enforce discipline in their words or inculcate the necessary morals and values in their children, it will go a long way in curbing the cultist activities in the society. Also, school authorities should have high standard discipline with stringent punishments to cultists caught in the school premises or outside the four walls of the school. There should be stringent punishment for whoever that is involved in cult activities. Is that taken? All right. With all of that being said, who can state three consequences of cultism? Okay, someone else should mention preventive measures against cultism. All right, any question? Okay, before we go, let's look at the lesson again. I told you that one of the consequences of cultism is threats to peace and security in the society, and the activities of cultism lead to infringement of the rights of others, and sometimes, many a times, cultists risk their health by taking harmful drugs. That is, during initiation, they are made to drink dangerous concoction that will lead to health challenges and even lead to death. I also told us that there are preventive measures, and some are moral education should be made compulsory. When moral education is given to the students in the secondary schools, it will go a long way in curbing cultism in the society. Also, if parents will play their part by giving time to their children, by understanding the emotional and psychological needs of their words, it will go a long way in curbing the cultist activities in the society. Government, on their part, can set up security outfits to checkmate the activities of secret cults on campuses. We also talk about the control, which I told you that public campaign against cultism will go a long way in controlling cultist activities. That is, the government, the schools authority, the religious bodies, they also have their role to play in the control of cultism. Do you all understand? All right. Here is your homework. You are to state the reasons for establishing cults. State the reasons for establishing cults. When we come next, we are going to talk about orderliness. Our next topic is orderliness. Thank you and have a lovely time reading your books.